that if someone using this drug takes seasoned research chemical enthusiasts steer far away from this stuff. To give you some perspective on how crazy this drug is, I want to talk about how extreme regular benzos are. One good example of this is a Joe Rogan episode where Jordan Peterson explains how severe his benzo addiction was. He recounts how his doctor prescribed him Xanax in 2019 because he couldn't sleep. He started taking them without thinking too much about it. Then, in 2022, he attempted to get off of them for the first time, which caused him neurological damage and gave him severe withdrawals. In this episode, Joe Rogan also talks about how a doctor told him that Xanax was one of the hardest drugs to get off of, and how it can turn an everyday person into a severely dependent addict in a matter of weeks. Joe also goes on to tell him about another doctor that told him that there are only two drugs that can kill you if you get off of them, those being alcohol and benzodiazepines. It's crazy to think that these drugs can literally kill you if you stop taking them. Regardless, after Dr. Peterson undertook months of unsuccessful treatment in American hospitals in an attempt to slowly wean himself off the drug, he finally had to go to a hospital in Russia and undergo a medically induced coma for 8 days just to deal with the withdrawals of Xanax. When talking about Xanax withdrawal, Peterson says trying to get off of them was the lowest point in his life. So, just to put this all into perspective, let me present you with one user I found on a popular Swedish drug forum who talks about how Flubro withdrawal is at least 10 times worse than Xanax. He states that, quote, "In just 1 week on these, at 1 tablet a day, I got the strongest withdrawals imaginable. If you thought Xanax was bad, Flubro is at least 10 times worse. So if you think quitting nicotine is hard, imagine a withdrawal that's 10 times worse than one that required an 8-day coma to escape from." Users on this forum also go on to describe the withdrawals in more detail. Quote, "When you're withdrawing from Flubro, you can just forget about sleep if you don't have any other strong medicines. I had to get more Flubro again after being sleepless for 3 nights. The worst part was my body and mind felt exhausted, like I wanted to sleep, but it just felt like something was wrong, like there was something preventing me from falling asleep." This user then states, quote, "I've been on benzos for 15 years, but 1 week of Flubro is literally costing me my life. This substance is absolutely not to be played with." Then another user commented, quote, "I've been on benzos for 10 years. I got such an extreme withdrawal from these that I was borderline psychotic. The withdrawals were so bad that ever since that withdrawal, I decided to stop taking benzos forever, and I'm currently tapering off them now." We all know Xanax addiction can make you spend months of your life essentially blacked out, not remembering anything. But because of Flubro's ridiculously long half-life, month-long blackouts on this drug are on a completely different level.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Story time. But first, let me give myself a little pat on the back. Because I didn't know Xanax was that deadly. I mean, I always said it was that deadly because I actually experienced it. And George Peterson is a very smart man. And it's good to know that I'm better than a smarter man he's smarter than me, and he has money. He had to fly across the fucking world and put himself in a coma. So he basically cheated. He didn't cure himself. He put himself to sleep so all of the chemicals would drain out of his body, thus making him not addicted because, you're in a fucking coma. So if you're rich, you can get off drugs by putting yourself in comas. Or you could believe in God like me and have willpower and beat the fucking strongest drug ever. Yo, I am literally a mental god. Because I keep hearing shit that I'm like, wait up. You're not even you're nowhere, you're nowhere. You're stronger than what you was. You didn't know nothing. I didn't know none of the shit that I know now. I ain't know none of this shit, dog. Like, that was the beginning of my studying. Shout out, Gail. Now, about 18 or more years ago, the Wolf Guard was in love. And my queen ended up having a problem. I forget why. I literally forget why. I think she was depressed or some shit like that. Or she got hurt or something. I forgot. So long ago. I just remember that's how I got introduced to Xanax. Cause she was doing it, And I don't know. I don't really like doing pills and shit. Cause the shit always affects me the worst. So, as a kid, I never really tried to get into that shit cause I was like, yo, this shit hits me too hard. I don't like that. It's too good. And anything too good, in my world, that means it's not real. There's no way I should be, and I remember this is what made me not do, ecstasy ever again. I did it, and I just remember I was having one of the worst days of my life. I had mad beef. Dudes wanted to da-da-da-da, all this. I'm wanting to break this dude's face for mad long. And I just remember my boy's like, yo, chill, dog. Just pop one of these, you be alright, you know what I mean? And all this. And I'm like, nah, just smoke. And he's like, yo, you've been complaining about this guy for weeks. Just go break his face already. Or take this pill and stop talking about him, dog, because you're wrapped up. Like, you're wrapped up, dog. You're over here plotting on how to psychologically make him do something in front of everybody so you can attack him. Yeah, I keep telling niggas, I've been a fucking thinker my whole life, dog. You could be a little pussy ass nigga running your fucking mouth, and I'll set your ass up where you gotta say some slick shit in front of everybody, and then I'ma beat your ass. Cause you keep talking that shit. And I know what you're doing. You're running behind the wall, throwing your little fucking stones and running away. Ain't nobody beef for that. Anyway, no tough guy story today. But yeah, that's how I got into that and then got right out of it because, like I said, I listened to this guy after fucking all this time. I never listened to nobody, never do it. I do it. And I just remember I'm fucking high as hell. We're all having fun walking around. Yeah, I love you, dog. My dog. All that dumb shit. And I just remember in the middle of it, my self-awareness kicked in because I've always practiced being self-aware, sober or on drugs. Like, a lot of people don't do things like that. you just get drunk and high and shit and just chilling in the days. It's been so many times where I'd be fucked up, but I would try to be alert. Use my Batman mind while I'm fucked up, listening to niggas talking and shit, and you know what I mean? Record. Like, oh, wait up, you're saying shit. I gotta remember this. So, I didn't like how that affected my Batman mind. How I couldn't remember certain things, or how, you know, what drugs do to you. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. Big Mama. And I just remember, I just didn't like that. So I'm walking with my friends, and I remember saying to myself, because I was thinking about things, and I kept going back to this guy I wanted to fight, and I'm like, yo, fuck, man, I really can't get this guy off my brain, bro. I want to break this nigga's face. And it hit me. I said, yo, you're supposed to be mad right now, dog. And this shit got you talking about, I'm literally sitting there talking about, yeah, man, I think I'm gonna leave this shit alone. Fucking, and I was like, I caught myself in the middle of that shit. And I let my boys walk up. I was like, yeah, I just want to smoke a cigarette. And I was like, what you mean? You know the fuck you don't. What are you talking about? You don't want to beef with this nigga. Yeah, you do. You don't like this nigga. You know you don't like this nigga. You know this dude don't like you. You know he ain't gonna stop until you beat his ass. What you mean? And right there in my head, I said, yo, I'm never doing this shit again. I'm not fucking with this shit, because this shit has the power to change who and what I am. I'm fucking angry, and I'm legitimately angry for a reason. I'm not angry for no reason. I'm not going to run up and attack this motherfucker. So why should I just calm down? I'm not doing stupid shit. I'm not antagonizing or nothing. I may be thinking in my mind how I'ma talk and make him say some tough guy shit to beat your ass. But hey, that's just word games, you know what I mean? Hey, you gotta be smart. Watch the fuck you say to niggas if you really ain't tough. It ain't even about being tough. If you're gonna tell people you I'll do whatever I want to him, he ain't tough. Well, when niggas see you in front of me, they wanna see you keep that same energy, nigga. And anyway, so that's what made me stop doing that. I said, nah, bro, like, I don't like the fact that this has the power to make me go from this to there. I'm in control of that. If I'm fucking angry, I'm supposed to be angry. If I'm sad, I'm supposed to be sad. This shit is not good. And unbeknownst to me, I already knew what it was, but I didn't know how much I really understood how bad that drug, it fucks your emotions up. That's why most of the people that did that shit, they be fucked up, bro. And then all the drainage of the body it does, it make you not want to eat and all that. So that's going to lead to your immunity getting fucked up. You're going to be able to get sick easier because you're going to be staying up later and all that. I said, nah, dog, I do all those things on my own. I don't need something that's going to take my appetite away. I already don't eat, nigga. I'm skinny as hell. You know what I mean? So that shit, I was like, this shit affects my mind state and my body too much, where, no. Can't be no crackhead, nigga. I'd be the worst looking crackhead ever, nigga. I'm already skinny. Drugs like that, it really fucked me up. So, you know, I guess that type of willpower of ultimately knowing, I guess, just knowing, and I guess that gives you some type of power, because I was young, you know what I mean? And when I was younger than that, you're seeing people do drugs and you're in the hood, so I don't know, it had a different effect on me. Or maybe God's real and he always walked with me, because I don't think I'm special, and getting off drugs is really, really fucking hard. Anyway, back to my little story. In a story. So I'm with this girl for a couple years or whatever. She goes through some shit. She starts doing Xanax. And like an asshole, I try it with her. And for a while I wouldn't, because I'm like anti, pills and drugs, hardcore drug shit. Because I've already seen what it does to people. So even though nobody knew what Xanax was, to me, you're just another drug. You're just another one, dog. And I don't give a fuck about what the doctors say. Because I learned a long time ago, they're experimenting. AKA, that means they don't know what they're doing, motherfucker. And after growing up 40 years and everything I've almost grew up watching, all these commercials, try this, do that. Believe this, and we kill you, do. And then all through my life, I always see those same commercials getting sued 10, 20 years later. Talking about, did you take Benadryl? You can sue. You may have malpractice lawsuits. I'm like, yo, bro, that's another reason I don't try any fucking thing. Because I'm like, yo, bro, like I say, you want to know what's good? Let everyone do it first, and then you do it. Because, they're your guinea pigs. Even though you don't own nobody, you're not one of the mortals. You understand the mortals are dumb and they're guineas. And the only way to figure out how anything works is someone's got to try it, dog. So I don't really blame them for, putting shit out. Because, there's rules to shit. You can't human test shit, right? That's what humans decided. Can't be testing on humans. So then that means they can never figure out the effects of what's it going to do to a human then, right? Sound the horns. So then that would mean they have to figure things out, and they hope that it works. They hope that it works, right? Because they're not God. And you should know they're not God. So if bad things happen, oh well, you should have fucking allowed human testing. Which I know that sounds really crazy for me saying that, but I live in a world where people go to human testing for a mere $500. So, when you got people signing up for it, you kind of don't give a fuck, because, it's a choice. Anyway, so she gets hooked on it. I start seeing the changes, and it wasn't really like bad, but it wasn't really good. But it definitely does something with the mind. I don't know. Makes your dumbass think you're fucking vibing and shit. Everything's happy. I just remember I woke up out of like a stupor, and I just wanted to stop, because I noticed the pattern of us not really liking each other. I noticed it. We were like fucking idiots. We would be good, chill, argue, and she'd be like, yeah. And at first I'd be like, nah, want to be angry. And then, you can't control your anger, and you're mad, and you maybe not be fighting, but you got that mad feeling, you over there, she over there, you can't let shit go for no reason. You're like, yo, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you, dog? Like, why you getting hung up on shit so much? And then you not fighting, and you still angry though. You can feel it. You hot, nigga. You need to go for a walk, nigga. I feel that heat coming off the bench. So I would cave in and be like, yeah, fuck it, you know what I mean? I love her, I don't want to argue, and I like the way that shit make me feel. I want to just be happy. I don't want to be arguing with my chick over dumb shit, bro, and then what the fuck? So, once I caught on to that pattern, though, that when we would argue or get into a serious discussion, she wouldn't want to even have serious discussions, and she would just, and I caught on, and I was like, yo, this is not good, bro. Like, we're literally using this to deal with each other. Like, do I really like you? Do you really like me? Or is it the drugs? And the things we're used to. You know? You like our sex. You like the way we chill and watch certain things and talk about certain things. You may have never... I know I never at that point, so young, never had a woman that was interested in all the things I was interested in. I could fucking talk about anything to her. I could do anything in front of her. Everything I did, she liked the shit. So that shit made me feel really good as a person. And without her doing that, I would have never wrote some of these raps that I like so much that helped me in my life. I would have never learned all these things on YouTube. Because I would have never knew about YouTube till maybe a year later, maybe months later. I'm not an internet type of person. I'm a real life type person. You know? And that's good, but it's bad because all this knowledge and shit, you know? You can learn a lot of things. So what I did was, since she introduced me to the internet, I started looking shit up on what the fuck was going on. And once I learned certain things, they ain't putting out all that information like they do now. Because people got to go through shit first. So once I just learned certain things about how the addiction level and what it does to you, it made me be able to think like, yeah, we're not controlling a part of ourselves that we should be in control of, you know? So I decided that we're going to get off it. That's it. You know what I mean? At first, I just get off it because she was recommended it for some problem or whatever, you know? And you know, you can't convince somebody like that. Like, you ain't got the problem, so you can be like, man, I'm tripping. I ain't fucking with this shit no more. I don't need it. Little do I know, I can only imagine, like, how bad that shit fucked me up. You know? That's probably one of the reasons I don't fucking see my dreams. It's probably one of the reasons, like it says, makes you forgetful and shit. All these little things, right? But at the same time, I'm like, I don't give a fuck, because whatever happened, that shit made me think the way I do. And the way I think kept me out of trouble and saved my life multiple times. So, you know, you gotta take the good with the bad. I'm not saying, and I don't recommend nobody think you're gonna fucking use it, jump off and become smart or something. No. You gotta learn while you're on the drugs and shit. I wasn't fucking around chilling. Like I said, I was learning shit and doing shit. So it's like, if your brain ain't built like that, you ain't me. Don't do what I did to get where I'm at, nigga. Put it like that. Now I know why the older people be like, don't do what I do what I say. Anyway, so as I get myself off it, I forget how. I really can't really explain how. I just stopped. Like, once I know something's dangerous and it's not, I don't have free will, then no, I'm going to use my will and I'm going to stop. You know, I don't know. I don't know. That's why I say everybody has their vices. You know? Xanax is way more dangerous, and they say it's way more harder to get off than anything in the world and all of this. Harder than cigarettes, it says. And when you're smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, taking Xanax, drinking, right? And then you be like, nah, I'm not drinking no more, and I'm not taking Xanax no more. No. That's just too much. And you just go, no. You ain't got no money to go to no therapist. You ain't got no money for no AA meetings. You can't fly across the world and go into a coma. You learn about the Lord. And you learn what it says in the Bible. And then you say, who the fuck are those guys? Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I feel, and I say it to myself, the things you're saying in the book, but fucking judge me. And then you go to science, like because that's what we always do. We want to say, man will say things that'll soothe me. And then they show you what they know. And then you're like, wait up, I'm drinking something that cleans metal? My brain ain't made of metal, so am I brainwashing myself? Am I fucking up my brain? The one thing I like the most. I don't care about this. We don't care about that. I care about this because this controls that and everything else. I need that. And, then you look up with the Xanax, like I said, and then I started to wing myself off it. Got off the shit. Finally, now that I'm off it and she's on it, I can see what it really is, because when you are doing things, it's like you form a new identity or something, or I don't know what it is, but I'm sure these scientists do, and you can't see yourself because you're in that denial of, I got this, I'm still looking good. And you'll fade. You won't even notice your mannerisms. The way you are is changing little by little by little, and you don't even see it. And the next thing you know, you're that. And you're in full denial mode, like you're the old you, and you're not. So, little by little, I would show her herself. And boy, let me tell you, women are really bad sometimes. She's a good woman though. I still, she was good. We made our mistakes and we barely knew we were kids. We were younger. We wasn't kids, but mentally we were kids, I guess, because nobody's raising their fucking kids no more. The shit was crazy though, like, a lot of lip. That shit'll make you say things and do things, and I can only imagine the secretive things that I don't know about, because like I said, man, my travels, I think that's why the Lord did that to me. Blessed me and gave me the patience to deal with, try to wing her off it and get her off it, and it worked. We went through some shit, but it worked eventually. I don't know for how long, because but it did work. And that was always one of my biggest, to me, accomplishments. And now it's my biggest in the world, because niggas gotta go to other countries and go into comas, and I had to bear through the shit. Oh boy, good thing I can't remember my dreams. I can only imagine the crazy fucking dreams I was having. Cause that shit fucks with your dreams. That shit fucks with your psyche, you know? That shit fucks with you. And I don't even know how I really, a lot of fucking cold sweats and being alone and facing the truth. Like you failed. It got you. You one of them now. You was. What you gonna do about it? It's year 1. We gonna have a year 2. We gonna have a year 3, or we gonna wolf guard this shit. And I said, yeah, I love my life. I love me more. And I stopped. And I just remember, like, afterwards, things was like, it was better, Didn't last between us, but I learned a lot about myself and how strong I am. Thinking I'm still weak. Because I didn't look up the numbers of all the people that, go bye-bye. I didn't see all the people that they have money and friends and family, After I left there and went on my crusades and realized, you have the power to talk people out of doing things. I said, maybe I should research. Maybe I should learn a little bit more. That way I could know what I'm talking about and have other stories besides my one. So, I look up other people's stories. And there sure was a whole lot of stories of people getting off this shit and they're kumbaya and their families there and daddy and friends and everybody's there to support. And I'm looking back at myself like, yo, nobody's there for me except her. But, she was kind of like not wanting to stop, so it was just me. And then I realized, all right, keep thinking you ain't there, but you there. I'm thinking, why are you punishing me? Why do I gotta loot everything? Maybe so you won't do things. Maybe so you'll leave and go meet the people you're supposed to meet and redeem your fucking self. I think I did. He kept me alive. Haven't been on fucking any of that type of shit for years. And it's so accessible. Drugs are everywhere. I've never went anywhere and haven't had people or yo, you know where it's at? And I'm like, oh God, I hate being black. Why I gotta be the black guy that dressed like this? They always think I'm the drug dealer. Everywhere I go. I'm like, fuck, man. That should be making me mad. But I like it. Because the ones that ain't trying to sell the drugs, then the other people come up to me, yo, where it's at, homie? Or the girls. And then some of them, you can talk to them and be like, what are you doing to yourself? You know what you're doing is, let me talk to you. Come here, let me talk to you. Next thing you know, you spend an hour fucking talking to somebody you barely know, hitting them with stories, and, you start their journey. A lot of things about myself used to piss me off. Why you got that face? You got that face that make people think you're like a super villain or something. You got them eyes. Why people always want to ask you where the drugs at, or Why you always running into sad motherfuckers? Why? Because you're supposed to do something. You're supposed to say something. Not to everybody. Some niggas is crazy. Some of these chicks will set your ass up. You know? Drugs got a hold of their ass. Not everybody always needs all the help in the world. If you have the help, take it. I know I would have. But me, I'm like one of those people that don't like put my problems on everybody. So I know that that's got to be like a bad thing too, from lack of parenting. Like when they don't give a fuck enough. You just start thinking, hey, who's going to give a fuck anyway? You got to deal with this. You know, I know it's somewhere a bad thing, because when you have these type of problems and you do have some type of friends, like I've had friends, I had some type of family around me to run as a teacher. There's always somebody, you know, there's always somebody. And as people, we be like, I'm embarrassed, I don't want people to know that I'm fucked up, you know. And a lot of people don't come back. They try to face the shit themselves and they lose. And then they get more embarrassed and say, now I'm really going to hide it. Now I'm really going to not realize. And you look like a fucking fiend now. Everybody knows what you're doing. Fuck you talking about, nigga? We can see it in you. We see the droopy ass eyes. We see you on that. Huh? Nah, it was long night. I be laughing at niggas like, yo, bro. You better stop playing around, bro. Remember Cruz? Oh. That's why I told you that day face to face. Remember when I pulled you to the side, I said, yo, bro, stop. Now I know. And if I know, other people know. If you don't stop, my father's gonna turn that against you. And you didn't listen. And you went. Just in case if you're watching, you hating ass nigga. For the rest of you haters. Pop shit. I dare you. Daddy's always listening. Anyway, it's crazy how many people he sends me to that seem to have problems that I can help niggas with. And everybody wants to make me their enemy for some reason. Oh yeah, because they think, oh shit, he can see me. He might tell people. I'm not here to tell on you, bro. Until you're my enemy. If you're not my enemy, I'm here to help you and be like, yo, bro, you gotta slow down, my nigga. Like, if I could see you, other people see you. They just have respect for you. Or they fear you. I don't respect you or fear you. That's why I'll tell you the truth. That's why I'm always going to be hated amongst people that don't want to hear the truth. Because I only fear one person. And I only respect one man. So everyone's getting the truth. You only lie to people you're afraid of. Or people you love and respect. Because you fear you're going to hurt them. My father taught me the truth hurts. And it sets you free. I like to be free, so if I gotta hurt you or myself to be free, you know, The fuck, them's the rules. What the fuck do I can't change reality. I gotta face it. Head on. Now or in the future. And the longer you wait to face reality, you know, the wall, you know, like the red pill always say, you're gonna hit the wall. And they always try to scare women. Everyone's gonna face this wall. It's called the wall of truth. And if you don't fucking start getting real with reality, when you hit it, it's gonna hurt. And only you gonna feel the pain. Only you gonna think about all the fucking times you could have changed. And what your life could be if you'd have took 1 step, 2 steps. You always be in the land of what if. What if I would have fucking listened? What if I would have tried harder? What if I would have... Your life would be a little different then. You don't need to think what if. It would be different. May not be what you want it to be, but at least that problem be over. It may not get those people to stay around you or your husband and your wife to love you more, but motherfucker, you'll love yourself more and you will feel better in the future. The future, the future you will be happy that you made those sacrifices regardless. Because when I look back and I think about the things I could have did, and I look at the way the world is and the people that did take those chances, I'm like, I don't care where I am in life. Like, you're good, bro. Because if you didn't do this, if you'd be, well, what if? I could be more fucked up right now. I could be exactly where I am right now. Shitty job and a drug habit. And no GMB TV. Just another nigga out here talking about his fucking war stories. Yeah, back in the day, son, I used to pull out on niggas with the pipe and, yo, I had the bitches and, yo, I lived in PA and I'd be just one of them niggas. Telling fucking stories that ain't gonna help nobody. But instead I said, nah, I'm gonna be that dude that gets to tell stories of real life. And hope that it does something for somebody. Maybe they'll realize they could do it. Maybe I'll catch somebody before they destroy themselves. And they get to be the one. Like you were going to be the one. And no one was there. There was no Morpheus. No one did the fucking work. And said, I'm looking for the squad. Where's Neo? Where's the one? I'll leave it off with this. I once heard a wise quote. If you can't do, then you teach. You get it? If you can't do it, then you teach it. Sounds crazy, right? Because most people be like, if you didn't do it, I don't want to fucking learn from you, because they're idiots. They want to start the journey from the very beginning or cheat and get pushed halfway. But most of us ain't going to get that. That's why if you can't do it, then you teach it. Why? How do you get the right to teach something you didn't do? Oh, because you paved the fucking way. You made it halfway. You made it 3/4. So the next nigga, you could tell them how to make it to the 3/4 easy. And then he goes halfway. But he never completes it. And then he teaches how to get halfway. And then the next one comes. And then they figure it out. And then before you know it, someone fucking finishes the race. Someone wins. Because others put the work in. So, do you need to be a grandmaster at anything? No, you need to do shit and then fucking teach your shit to people. Oh yeah, so we have families and shit. What are you building? Did God send you down to build something besides just a job? I think he did. I really do. You're not watching me for no reason. And this ain't for everybody. Building your family and whatever you do is what it's what it is. But some people, we're supposed to do things. And that's it. So, are you going to get on your mission? You know, let the drugs beat you? Because you think you're supposed to be so much greater? That's why a lot of people don't do things. Because they see where they are and where they want to be. And they're like, wow, it's incredibly far. No, it's not. You can skip levels. All love, all praise to the Most High. Or you ain't supposed to be on a big level. Get it? You can't buy happiness.